Don't believe, just know. Cymatic TV, turning vibration into reality. Okay, so we're starting out of this church here, well, chapel, and as you can well see, it's dedicated to St. George or St. Michael, sorry. Same story, isn't it, really? And they've built a train track that used to go through this town, through this rock here. And we're going to be heading up there. Let's just find out what's up there. So, welcome to the energy update here on Cymatic TV. We're at this really peaceful place, this little mound, as it were, little hill. And the place is called Miramont. It's like a mire on a mountain. And it's a real crossing point. So you've got the male energy that I'm sitting on at the moment that goes straight through me. And let me just show you, there you can see the Virgin Mary. And it flows across, the female line comes from this side, comes across through here, and flows off up across the river and over there. The male line goes straight up to St. Gaudens Church. And there's another little female line that runs across St. Gaudens Church. Just to give you an orientation. This is like a crossing point of two energies, and it's what I was talking about in the pole shift the other day, which you can use as like train stations to get into the earth's energy and literally go anywhere you like in the universe. It's a meditation sort of technique that I do in groups, usually on my workshops. But yeah, it's an amazing experience every single time. I enjoy it anyway, and I think everybody else who does it enjoys it. So yeah, what's been going on the sun? What's been going on that vibration that's been coming through the earth and coming through you and I and everything that lives on this planet and in this solar system and in this universe. So anybody out there in the universe who's listening to this video, this is your energy update from Earth. The sun has been quiet, to say the least, and the vibration seems to have gone into this lull, and it usually happens, you can get really major lulls before solstices mainly, rather than equinoxes. So it's almost as if like the energy is taking a step back to bound forward in one direction or the other. So we're in this week before the summer solstice, and obviously I will be doing an energy update on the summer solstice and the actual time of the solstice, how it feels on the ley lines as the energy goes surging through the system. It's like a bore, a tidal bore going up a river. It's an amazing sensation. I've done it loads with a lot of my students, and it's always a very nice and joyous experience, because solstices are always on the up, so they're always moving the energy upwards, whereas equinoxes, well, one in particular, which will be autumn in the northern hemisphere and spring in the southern hemisphere. Well, that's if you look at it as a northern and southern hemisphere. So on the 21st, it's going down in the southern hemisphere and just stepping up a gear. No, 21st of March, it's going up slightly in the southern hemisphere. And no, it's not. Get it right. This northern hemisphere. Do you know, this is the thing is with energy. It keeps flipping like that. And these inversion points are really important to understand how to work energy. If you want to do healing and stuff like that, converting a illness or a problem into something that becomes more constructive rather than destructive, you've got to find those inversion points, and they're usually a little bit messed up. So then you just change them around, and that helps with the energy flow. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, on the 21st of March, it steps up in the northern hemisphere and slows down in the southern hemisphere. On the 21st of October, roughly, it steps down on the northern hemisphere and steps up in the southern hemisphere. But on the equinoxes, on the solstices, it steps up each time. And every time it steps up, because it's got that rhythm within it, it always takes that step back and then steps up. So we're going through that this week. I mentioned it a lot, certainly came out in a lot in the readings that I do on our sister channel, Cymatic TV, which you will see somewhere around here, which I do weekly readings according to the vibration in each star sign. Very interesting. We get the messages and we use tarot cards to sort of clarify the messages. But you should get over there and have a check it out if you've got the time. It'd be lovely to see you there. Yeah, so we're going through this lull, and it was obvious in every single sign that this lull was here. And I went into it last week about the idea that we're in between tides on the energy, and it's good to sort of take a look at that moment there. If you're out in the water and there's a wave that comes in and it crashes over you, you go in that white water, and then one moment you come out, and when you come out, the first thing you do is kind of go, okay, where's the shore? So you look around where the shore is, so then you can see when the next wave is coming, and you can orientate yourself by the next wave. This is a little bit like what we're going through at the moment, and this is very collective at the moment. It seems to be much more poignant than I think I've ever really seen. So it's going to be very interesting what comes out this week in the message from the earth, which we will be going into in the chakra sequencing. But it'd also be interesting to see what comes up flowing through the human system this week up to the 21st, which is basically next week, in a week's time. So and see what happens there when the vibration, and the next energy report next week is going to be very interesting, I think. I'm looking forward to doing that. So just sitting on this male line, and this male line is, so it's in the lower section, so it comes much more into, it's the crossing point between the solar plexus, or the plexus solus is solar plexus, French and English nightmare, solar plexus and the sacrum, and the sacred chakra. It's very calm, very consistent, very solid. It's, yeah, it's almost like a purring cat. It's the best way to describe it. It also does feed the upper third eye and everything like that. It comes strangely onto what was going on the energy update last week. So I'm just going to go down to the female line now. And as we go down there, just show you the lovely view we have. Then, if you can see that church there, that's normally where I do the energy updates when I'm in Sangadance. But this time here, I've come to a place where you can see the chapel on down below that I was talking about. But then you also have this dedication to the Virgin Mary, and just behind me here you have a chapel dedicated to JC. So the male line comes from across there and it goes across here through the crossing point and the chapel of St. Michael, and goes right up through to there of the Church of Sangadance, and that's where I do my other energy updates. So let's get on with this week's. With the female line. Female lines, you know, it's only gives it, you could say white and black. You could say negative and positive. You could say you know, up and down. I just say female and male because it's just differentiates between two types of vibration. And the female energy does tend to be a lot more sort of chatty and communication wise. Let me just show you where we are. You can just so you can see what that church was earlier on, which is down there, and the tunnel goes underneath us here like that and goes through there. So let's just get onto this female line. Okay, so that's a definite change in chakra positioning, there's no doubt about that. Let me just stand out in the sun like that so you can see it. In fact, I'm going to use this bench. It's funny. It's up here. It just makes you smile. Female lines are lovely. It might be because I'm a bloke. But I don't think so. Every time you go for a female line, people tend to laugh. They're very funny. They're very happy-go-lucky sort of scenario. Really beautiful energies. Really, and this one here is also, it's very calm, but it's very full on. It's not stopping, it's gushing. But it's constant gushing. It's not like erratic, and there's no overwhelming force on it. There's a much more gentler flow of just constant renewal, which seems to be coming through, and that could well be that. I'm now connected to the crossing point. Let's just really connect with it now. I can go down right. I'm not going to take you down into the centre of the earth, but it's very easy to do here. The energy is certainly concentrating underneath. I've just been down just to have a quick look, and where I was talking the other week, I don't know if you've seen it, the pole shift one that I was doing, I think it was 2 weeks ago. There seems to be like a ceiling of energy, which usually would have been right into the centre of the plasma ball in the centre of the earth. And above that, so you've got this energy field that's now, it was like a misty cloud section before, but now it's really getting defined as a layer. And that could be this waiting for this jolt on the 21st. So it'd be very interesting to see about earthquakes. I will do one on that this week and the next couple of days, so keep your eye open for that, just to see if we can see the build up, the energies, and where it's going to blast through the portals on the energy map that I've got, which is around here somewhere. Okay, let's just get back and connect with that line. There you go. It's just so easy to do. I used to live on this line on the village just down there, and you just go straight through the centre of my house. It was lovely. Okay, there's a connection now. We're connecting with the line coming across it. That's the complete crossing point. We'll wait for the sequency. There's playing around at the moment. Let's wait for the sequence here when it hits the joining point. There it is there. Okay, straight to the crown, straight up. No messing. And it comes to the throat. Too much energy in the throat to explain. It may block the throat a little bit. And then it's going down to the root, and the root is so light. It's too light. That's not what the root should be like. That's really nice though, but it's not what it should be like. And then it comes back up to the solar plexus. It really just gently beats the heart on the way through to the third eye. There we got the third eye, really crystallizing. Very good week for it, intuitive stuff. Comes back to that throat, hits that solar plexus, little bit in the heart, and then back to the center again. So straight up to the crown chakra, which was really quite heavy, hard, and then went down to the root, and the root being really fluffy and light, like candy floss, and then went up to went past the heart and went up to the throat again. Well, no, it engluted the throat as well, didn't it? Yeah, and then went back to the solar plexus, came up to the heart, and then went back on, and then went back through. I think that was it. I'm just trying to remember. I'm blown away by the throat, by the root chakra, really, to be honest, and the throat chakra. It's almost as if the root is disconnecting. It's like the root's in air, and that's not really good for normality. It's certainly going to change things, no doubt about it. It's just sort of so it might be difficult to sort of express your root cause for a situation, or a root explanation for what's going on. It might be difficult to actually explain the crux of the situation this week, because it's just too much energy that it's coming through. Let's just get that message from the earth. Now you've looked, and seen what's what. Tell me your dreams. Last week was about the human race taking a good hard look at themselves. And maybe this week here, it seems to be like asking you, or asking us, sort of saying, if you've found the crux of the thing that you need to change, good hard look at yourself and realise how we are individually. For myself personally, I've been a little bit hard. Capricorns are a little bit like that. You know, I've been a little bit hard with life and really hammering on justice and being true and honest, and I can't stand dishonesty. It really does annoy me. So I've been a bit harsh, and maybe I shouldn't be so harsh. Got to lighten up, I guess. Or be a bit more gentler with people that maybe just don't think as much as me, I don't know. You know, sometimes it's just, I suppose it's that whole adage of sort of being a child, you know, going down to the child's height rather than asking them to come up to your height, as it were. I've got to remember that. What's my dreams? What's your dreams? You could put it in the description below, or in the comments below. That'd be quite nice. To explore freely the reality that we are living in. I think that's my dream. I think this week here, it's asking you to, okay, we've looked behind us, now let's look in front of us and reach for the stars. There's not much in the way of energy. There might be one sunspot that's coming around the corner, which you should have seen, which you might well be able to see here, or seen earlier on. I don't know when I put it in the video, but and that's not really going to be with us till the solstice. So it might be that triggers that spurt on of the energy. We will see. But it's this week here. You've got another week of calm before it picks up. So get you in order, I guess. Yeah, that seems about it. Don't try and explain everything, just do it. That's the thing, it's been blocking in that. The root's a little bit detached, so it might be difficult to find your feet. So rather than trying to find your feet and explain everything, you know, the foundation of it all, just sort of look up and explain where you want to go, and realize how the things in the past have been holding you back. There you go. I've got a lot of healing on this week. Should be good fun. So I might even do a little bit of a report on that, on how the healing's going. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.
Don't believe, just know. Cymatic TV, turning vibration into reality.